Hello YouTube, welcome back to another video. So the Steelers just lost to the Kansas City Chiefs 42-21 in the wild card. I mean, I'm not disappointed that much. I said earlier in the week that, if the Steelers lose, it is what it is. Whatever happened today, I've been saying it is what it is a lot with these losses, but definitely it is what it is, I could say, for this game. We weren't really meant to be here. We got lucky, very lucky, that the Jags beat the Colts and we got a spot here. I would have been fine with us just beating the Ravens and the Colts actually beating the Jags. I would have been fine going out that way. I'm sure Big Ben would have too, but an extra week to see football, an extra week to see my Steelers. Can't really complain too much, but we got embarrassed. It is what it is. We saw Big Ben, though, throw 2 touchdowns, so nice to see him go out with that. Almost got another touchdown to end the game, but fell short. But I just want to say thank you, Big Ben. I made the video a couple weeks ago with his last home game, tell him all my thoughts with that. But thank you, Big Ben, first ballot Hall of Famer, and really not much else you can say. My favorite quarterback of all time, the greatest Steeler quarterback of all time, first ballot Hall of Famer, once again, 2-time Super Bowl champion, multiple Pro Bowler. It's sad. It's just sad to see him go out like this, but it is what it is. He had a great home game. I don't know. But let's get into this game. So I'm not going to react to any highlights. This video is going to be kind of quick, but just give my thoughts. Let's start the first quarter. Our defense carried us the whole entire quarter. TJ Watt, showing why he's Defensive Player of the Year. I know it's a regular season award, but anyway, he was still Defensive Player of the Year. I don't know. Defense absolutely carried us. Secondary, stopping the run, everything, pass rush, and then TJ Watt scores off that fumble. I thought we actually had a chance. Then the second quarter comes, and our offensive line's terrible. Our offense can't even get past the 50, and the Chiefs just start tearing our secondary apart. That's when they start to get the big lead, and I'm starting to realize, okay, this game's over. But you really can't doubt every single Steeler game out when we're down at halftime. We've been down at halftime almost every game this year. Always with the slow starts, always happens. We kind of had a good start though for once this week, and we're a second half team. That's just how we were all season. If we weren't, I felt like we would have won a lot more games. And of course, we start to score 2 more touchdowns. Third quarter, still getting torn apart. Third quarter is probably most embarrassing. Our secondary just getting destroyed. Offensive line still being embarrassing. Big Ben not making the best throws. Deontay Johnson, I forgot to mention, dropping 2 passes today, 2 big passes that could actually get us good momentum earlier in the game. Like Deontay Johnson, he's our best receiver. Barely, though, in all honesty. But, he makes big plays for us, but he also causes a lot of drops, and it's just hard to root for him. He's not consistent, is what I'm trying to say. He did score a touchdown later on in the game, but I guess you consider that garbage time stats. I'm not here to hate. Deontay Johnson helped us, a big part of our offense, especially with Juju going down. But still, those drops can't be happening, especially in a game like that, and especially him being a veteran receiver. Fourth quarter comes, and we're starting to get hot again like we always do. Like I said, in the second half, Big Ben throwing his 2 touchdowns. I don't know if they were both in the fourth quarter, but I know they're in the second half. James Washington being his last touchdown pass of his career. I never thought James Washington would be his last touchdown pass of his career. Happy to see Juju back today also. Didn't have the best game, but who cares? I'm just happy he was back. I thought he would free up some space for us in the offense, in their Chiefs secondary, but that didn't work out too much, so that is what it is. Our offense is just atrocious. So let's talk about next season and this offseason coming up. So our biggest problem is, I want to say quarterback. I really do want to say quarterback, because obviously Big Ben, 99% retiring. I don't know why he would stay. Hey, I'm not hating on him, but 99% retiring. He's going to retire. I would say our biggest problem is finding the quarterback, but it's really not. It's our offensive line, and our offensive line has been terrible all year. Those maybe 2 or 3 games where they're really good. I'll be honest with you. All year they've been terrible. They have a big reason why we couldn't get those early starts. It's a big reason why we can never get our run game going. Even though Najee Harris, thankfully we had Najee Harris. If we didn't have Najee Harris, we wouldn't even sniffed a winning season. Thankfully we had Najee Harris, the athlete that he was, to make the most out of yards with that offensive line. But I think our first round pick next year, if Kenny Pickett or Matt Corral is somehow not on the board, I think our first pick next year has to be an offensive line, no doubt. But if we go with the first pick with an offensive line, I don't think we should draft a quarterback at all. There's no quarterback out there besides Pickett and Corral that we should really draft. I think it'll just be a wasted pick. I feel like our quarterback situation has to be figured out in the offseason through free agency. Now, who are some quarterbacks that I'd like to see? I'd definitely make a video later on about what I like to see more of the offseason, but some quarterbacks out of free agency. Of course, Rodgers and Wilson. I mean, that's going to be a reach. We're going to have to give up a lot for that. But here's one. I've been saying this in my podcast, been saying this in a couple of my reaction videos. Gardner Minshew. I think that he could be a good bridge quarterback. I think that he could definitely be the quarterback to get our offense going, show the potential of our offense just for next season, and then also get us a chance in playoffs again. I think we're going to be a little rebuild, probably the most rebuilt in a while. But Gardner Minshew, I feel like could be a good bridge. Mitch Trubisky, I feel like could be a good bridge. Jimmy Garoppolo also. Now those three quarterbacks I also mentioned: Mitch, Minshew, and Garoppolo. They could also be franchise quarterbacks, but right now I'm calling it as just a quarterback to fill in until we figure out an actual franchise guy. This season didn't go the way we want, Steeler fans. I'm just happy we got to see Big Ben go out with a playoff appearance, go out with a home win, and it is what it is. We can't have every year a Super Bowl win. We can't have every year the way we want it. We're going to be mad. I'm mad, disappointed, just how it is. It's a Steeler fan. Not as disappointed as I was last year. If you watched my live stream against the Browns getting blown out, not disappointed as then, because this time I actually knew we didn't really have a chance, and I don't know. But not much to be disappointed about. Just we got to fix our line. So if I was the GM one more time, I know Kevin Colbert's retiring most likely, so I'll take a spot for right now. First pick in the draft, offensive line. Draft about 2-3 offensive linemen in general for that draft, and then look for a young free agent quarterback that could just fill in the gap for 1 or 2 years, or maybe even potentially be a franchise guy before you find a real franchise quarterback. Hopefully you guys enjoy this video. Steelers, always will be a fan. I'm sure you guys, Steeler fans watching too, will always be Steeler fan till the day I die. I'm out, guys. Peace.